Hello, welcome back to the Breaking News Update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got a breaking news report coming out from Russia to share with all of you, and we're going to go over a story that we briefly went over this morning for our update video with the Russia-Ukraine war. Real quick, before we get into that, just a quick announcement to let you guys know that you may see some changes here on my videos over the next couple days. You can see here on your screen, we have added a new logo to the channel to update our former logo, and also we are working on an intro video and an outro video for all my videos moving forward. So please, if you could kindly share down in the comment section, let me know what you think about these new updates. If you like them or if you don't, that's fine. Let me know what you think down below. Let's go ahead and jump into the news, guys. Russia threatens escalation of the war if Germany provides Taurus missiles. The Kremlin has warned Germany against giving Kiev Taurus missiles, saying the move risks an escalation of the Ukraine war after Friedrich Merz suggests sending the missiles to Ukraine. Okay, you see this right on your screen. Here's a photo of Dmitry Peskov, who is the Kremlin spokesman. This actually came from his mouth today, basically threatening Germany of escalation of this war. And we have been hearing recently from Friedrich Merz, the incoming chancellor to Germany, that he's most likely going to be sending these Taurus missiles over to Ukraine, and these have somewhere around a 500-kilometer range and could be very effective and strike targets potentially down in Crimea. Friedrich Merz came out stating that yesterday. I'm actually going to show you guys a quick clip of him during an interview yesterday, basically stating what Ukraine could be using these missiles for, and he believes they could potentially be game-changing, maybe alter the course of the war or give Ukraine the upper hand here. We'll see what happens if they actually receive them. But something he also stated, Friedrich Merz said that he would only send these Taurus missiles to Ukraine if EU leaders had backing for this to do so. Okay, so if EU leaders come out and say, yes, we're open to Germany sending these Taurus missiles over to Ukraine, then essentially Germany would do so. So I have a new report that I want to share with you guys. We're going to jump on over here to mainstream news just for a moment. Then we're going to hop on over to X and I'll show you guys the clip. It's about 2 minutes long of Friedrich Merz during an interview speaking about wanting to send these Taurus missiles over to Ukraine. Okay, so this from United 24 Media. EU officials back Taurus missiles for Ukraine despite Kremlin threats. This is coming out today, April 14th, 2025. Here's a photo of one of those Taurus missiles that Ukraine would be receiving. And it says right here, several European foreign ministers have expressed support for a proposal by Friedrich Merz, chairman of the Christian Democratic Union, and incoming German chancellor, to provide Germany's long-range Taurus cruise missiles to Ukraine. The issue was discussed during a meeting of EU foreign ministers in Luxembourg on April 14th, according to DW. Officials highlighted the urgency of strengthening Ukraine's defensive capabilities amid ongoing Russian attacks. Okay, here's also a YouTube video of the Taurus missile. I'll cite this down below, by the way, if you guys want to go and check this out. I'll put the link to this article down in the description of this video. And it also says here, I've always said that I would do this, agree to supply Ukraine with Taurus missiles, but only with the consent of European partners, Friedrich Merz said. Okay, so you can see here, he's stating that only if European partners give consent to do so. Okay, and it says here, EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas underscored the importance of bolstering Ukraine's ability to defend its civilian population. Further action is crucial to ensure the safety of the Ukrainian populace, Kallas said. Polish Foreign Minister Radoslaw Sikorski echoed her remarks, calling the supply of additional military support essential. Dutch Foreign Minister Casper Veldkamp described the proposed missile transfer as a significant message, adding that peace cannot be achieved through negotiations alone while Russia continues its assaults. Lithuanian Foreign Minister Kęstutis Budrys emphasized the urgency of supplying Ukraine with all necessary weapons, including ballistic missiles. Merz reiterated his position during a recent television appearance. He stated that if elected, he would authorize the delivery of Taurus missiles to help Ukraine shift from a purely defensive posture to a more offensive strategy. Merz argued that Berlin must align its military assistance with that of key allies, including the United States, France, and United Kingdom, who have already provided long-range weapons. The Kremlin responded on April 14th, warning that any delivery of Taurus missiles to Ukraine would be seen as provocation. Okay, so we've heard this before multiple times from the Kremlin and Vladimir Putin himself, the Russian president, that, there's been a lot of red lines that would get crossed. One of the big ones was long-range strikes inside of Russia using like U.S.-made or British-supplied missiles. And we've seen the Storm Shadow and also ATACMS hitting inside of Russian territory, but we have not seen any major escalation response. So it makes you wonder, will Russia actually respond to this or will they not? Many people probably believe they probably wouldn't. But you guys can let me know what you think down below. It also says here, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said, judging by the statements of Mr. Merz, he's a supporter of a tougher position and a supporter of various steps that are capable of and will inevitably, lead to only to a further escalation of the situation around Ukraine, he said, Dmitry Peskov. We see similar positions in other European capitals. Unfortunately, indeed, European capitals are not inclined to seek any paths to peace negotiations, but rather inclined to further provoke a continuation of the war, he added. Peskov added that Moscow sees similar positions emerging across other European capitals and accused them of provoking a prolonged war rather than seeking diplomatic solutions. Merz's position contrasts sharply with that of outgoing Chancellor Olaf Scholz, who consistently rejected calls to supply Taurus missiles during his tenure, citing concerns over drawing Germany more directly into the war. Previously, Ukrainian President Zelensky invited Trump to visit Ukraine to observe the impact of Russia's invasion firsthand, suggesting that such a visit would provide necessary context for any future diplomatic proposals. Okay, so as we can see, even though the Kremlin's coming out and warning about these Taurus missiles going over to Ukraine, we've got multiple EU leaders already coming out today and stating that they are showing support for Germany to send these Taurus missiles over to Ukraine so that way they can start using them. So now we're going to jump on over to X. I'm going to show you guys a clip from Friedrich Merz, the incoming chancellor to Germany. We have this report from Anton Gerashenko. Friedrich Merz says that he has always been ready to support the transfer of Taurus missiles to Ukraine if the decision is coordinated with European partners. So he, Putin, obviously interprets our willingness to talk to him not as a serious offer to make peace possible, but as weakness. The Ukrainian army should move from exclusively defensive actions to more active ones. For 3 years, the Ukrainian armed forces have only been able to react. It's time for them to start shaping the course of events if things continue as they are. If, for example, the most important land connection between Russia and Crimea is destroyed, or if something happens on Crimea itself, where most of the Russian military logistics are located, then that would be an opportunity to bring this country strategically back into the picture finally. I am not convinced that Putin will react positively to weakness and peace offers. He must at some point realize the hopelessness of this war, which means that we must also help Ukraine. I have always said that I would agree to supply Taurus missiles to Ukraine, but only in coordination with European partners. Our European partners are already supplying cruise missiles. The British are doing it, the French are doing it, the Americans are doing it anyway. This must be jointly agreed, and if it is coordinated, then Germany should take part, Merz said. Okay, so I'll show you guys this clip again, about 2 minutes long, while he's being interviewed yesterday on Sunday. Take a look at this.
Also offensichtlich interpretiert unsere Bereitschaft, mit ihm zu reden, nicht als ernsthaftes Angebot, einen Frieden zu ermöglichen, sondern als Schwäche.
Genau, und deswegen möchte ich Ihnen was vorspielen. Sie haben nämlich für solche Situationen, Sie wissen, was kommt, Folgendes angekündigt.
Wenn Putin das nicht akzeptiert, dann muss der nächste Schritt erfolgen und ihm gesagt werden. Wenn er nicht innerhalb von 24 Stunden aufhört, die Zivilbevölkerung in der Ukraine zu bombardieren, dann müssen aus der Bundesrepublik Deutschland auch Taurus-Marschflugkörper geliefert werden, um die Nachschubwege zu zerstören, die dieses Regime nutzt. Ja, ich habe das genau so gesagt, wie ich es gemeint habe. Nicht, dass wir selbst in diesen Krieg eingreifen, sondern dass wir die ukrainische Armee mit solchen Waffen ausrüsten. Vor allen Dingen die ukrainische Armee muss aus der Defensive herauskommen. Sie reagiert ja immer nur. Sie muss mal selbst auch einen Teil dieses Geschehens bestimmen können. Die Militärs würden sagen, sie müssen vor die Lage kommen. Die ukrainische Armee ist jetzt seit über 3 Jahren immer hinter der Lage, immer nur in der Lage zu reagieren. Mal zu sagen, dass sie nicht bereit ist, dies zu akzeptieren und für den Fall, dass es trotzdem weiter stattfindet, zum Beispiel die wichtigste Landverbindung zwischen Russland und der Krim zerstört wird, auf der Krim, wo der größte Teil des militärischen Nachschubs für die russische Armee liegt, das wäre eine Möglichkeit, dieses Land nun endlich mal strategisch auch nochmal im Begriff zu bleiben, vor die Lage zu bringen. Ich bin nicht davon überzeugt, dass Putin auf Schwäche und auf Friedensangebote positiv reagiert. Er muss irgendwann die Aussichtslosigkeit dieses Krieges erkennen. Und dafür müssen wir der Ukraine helfen. Ich habe immer gesagt, dass ich das auch nur in Abstimmung mit den europäischen Partnern tun würde. Die europäischen Partner liefern bereits Marschflugkörper, die Briten tun das, die Franzosen tun das, die Amerikaner tun es ohnehin. Das muss abgestimmt werden und wenn es abgestimmt wird, dann sollte Deutschland sich daran beteiligen.
Okay, so we can clearly see here from Friedrich Merz, he is very serious about sending these Taurus missiles over to Ukraine. We'll see if he steps up to the plate when the time comes and he becomes the Chancellor of Germany and he actually comes forward and supplies these things. Now he could be stating that right now, but could completely change his mind in the near future. So we'll have to see what happens there in that situation when it comes to supplying these over to Ukraine. But could this be a major game changer in the war? Maybe, maybe not. But we could definitely see the Kerch Bridge potentially being attacked in the near future. And I know a lot of people have been waiting for that to happen. So it looks like that could be coming here in the near term if Ukraine ends up receiving these Taurus missiles. So that's going to be it for today's update, though, guys. Just wanted to get this out there to you and let you know what's going on here. And that the fact that the Kremlin's coming out and warning of major escalation. So do you think that Russia will escalate if Ukraine happens to receive these Taurus missiles, especially if the Kerch Bridge ever gets destroyed? Do you think that the Kremlin will respond to that and escalate this war immensely? Or do you think this is just another red line that will be crossed and nothing will basically happen? Okay, so let me know what you think about all these details down below in the comment section. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. With that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.